Okay. Alright. Well, hello. It's me, Adivas. Otherwise known as Tired. Yeah. Anyway. This is something I haven't done in a very long time. That's because, honestly, no one's really asked me up until this point. But once again, we're doing this whole little, review. I wanted to say something more amazing than that, but like, review's one thing that comes to mind. Not creative right now. Oh well. Anyway, I got my tools, like my little writing thing and my other stuff. We're just gonna hide that for now. Alright. So this is gonna be a little VOD review for Littledude. Wants me to help him out with what he should be like doing with Parasol, as well as just like general things about how to play the game. Had to watch this 3 times just to make sure I have everything I want to say. I mean, I kind of do that with every video that I do this for. Luckily this is a very short video. I'm honestly still debating on whether or not I want to do the whole thing, but I know how long these take, especially with like a lot of the times I want to explain things, like right now actually. So I guess we should get right into it. The common theme for a lot of these videos always seems to be round start, but surprisingly this one, not bad. You backdashed that round start and you shot a tier. I'm trying to try like to not talk about like Tossle at all, as much as possible anyway. But like, this is a very good beginning game round start. You backdashed, you shot a tier. The only thing safer than that was not shooting the tier. But like, you're solo versus a trio. It's fine if you make little mistakes here and there. But fact of the matter is, this was good presence of mind. You got the space you needed to like, get started. So good thing out of the way. But then we sacrificed the space we made. So real quick, we backdashed and we got this space. Alright, let me choose a color here. Like, we made that much space between us and Tossle. Like, that's a good amount of space. That's a good range for Parasol, right? But after that, we jump in. Oop. Excuse my technical difficulty. And then we see a frame that we shouldn't be seeing right now. Alright. So let's try that again. We jump in and we sacrifice the space that we were making. Like, we actually made more space because not only did we go back, Tossle also jumped backwards. And then you dash backwards again. So, in fact, you end up making this much space. Right? It's like, okay, what is Valentine going to do about this? Bypass? That's fine. That's one option she has at that range. Other than that, she can throw dead crosses, but her air ones don't really hit that far. They can hit your foot, but like only if you shoot the napalm toss at the same time or at like a bad time. But this was really good. But again, what I want to get at is the fact that we sacrifice all that. We just cut this out of the equation. In fact, this big bar right here went from this to this. That's a big chunk that we just lost because we moved forward. Now, I get the idea, like maybe like, okay, I don't want to play the zoning game. All right. But like, I'm just saying you're putting yourself in a situation that you didn't need to be in necessarily. Your character was at perfectly fine being over there, and then you decided I don't want to be over there anymore without much of a reason outside of just like I don't want to. But it's fine, we didn't get attacked for it. The only thing I would say that you should have done better, really, was you shouldn't have approached from the air like that. It should have been a dash forward instead of a jump forward. The thing to understand is that, especially for a character like Parasol, you lose a lot of options from being in the air. It's like, okay, I don't have my best ground pokes, or my best pokes in general. Like, jump light punch is great, but it lasts forever. If it whiffs, it's like, dang, that's all that time that I'm just stuck there, right? You could have poked with, you lost your ability to shoot napalm shots. You lost your ground footsies, you know, just from that jump forward. If he had committed to something, if he decided, oh, I saw that jump forward and decided to start pressuring you, he could have started pressuring you. Just FYI. But, garbage. Let's continue. See, I don't know. I guess that was supposed to be a tier toss, but like, why would you tier toss from right here? You know, like Tossel. So for one thing to note is that during this whole first 11 seconds of the match, Tossel didn't do anything. He really moved backwards, threw a dead cross in the air, and then down back and called assist. He did nothing. Meanwhile, you're the only one playing the game. You're the only one who's like, okay, I need to shoot these tiers. I need to toss these tiers. I need to move forward, all this stuff. It's like, why? Who are you playing with? Because it's not Tossel. Tossel didn't do anything. But you're over here making all these crazy decisions that you just don't really need to be making. You were fine with just being full screen, but then all of a sudden you started playing the game with yourself. Anyway, our hastiness ends up getting us hit. But Tossel isn't going to combo, luckily. Okay, that is the big thing I want to talk about. This is a first of a series of I got knocked down, let me jump and air throw. I don't know if you were told, but the best way to describe this is you are minus on wake up. If someone knocks you down, you are the one who has to play on defense, right? They literally can have their way with you. They can either pressure you, meaty you, mix you up, or like go back to full screen and play at a range that you can't compete with. They have all free reign to do anything they possibly want. Meanwhile, you have to get up. So you don't get to just do things like that. Luckily for you, it worked out, right? He ends up getting caught by your air throw, because like, who would expect that, right? But I'm just saying, like, that was just the darndest decision. And this is a point where it works out, but there's a series of times where you're just doing it, and then like, it's like, what are you doing? But let's go. So we get the air throw, we combo off of it, we miss our reset, we overstay our welcome. So this is a thing that happens a lot with a lot of new players. It's like, they'll go for like their thing, and then they realize they messed it up. But instead of recollecting themselves, they keep pushing more buttons. You missed your reset. Why are you still pressuring? It's like, I could say if Tossel wasn't going to do anything about it, but understand this is the first game. The first game, you're supposed to really collect as much information as possible about how they want to play, right? So it's like, if Tossel was the kind of player where he would just sit there and let you continue the pressure on him, then this would be fine. But the fact of the matter is, this is the first game. You don't know that about him yet. So why, again, putting ourselves in a situation we don't need to be in, and therefore getting hit for it? The first time was just moving forward and just playing a game with ourselves, not even with Tossel. And now we're basically doing the same thing again. It's like we're hitting all these buttons only to get hit by his DP assist. Like, you whiffing buttons, and it's like you whiffed, and then you're like, oh, I whiffed. Well, I'm gonna hit another button. And then he was like, well, since you're hitting buttons, I'm just gonna play the safest option. No matter what you do, I'm just gonna call my assist, and she's gonna hit you for me. Simple as that. You got hit because you overextended. You could have went back full screen, shot a tier. You could have basically just not hit buttons. Because that's how we get counter hit. But he hits you, gets the combo, messes it up, but knocks you over there. I don't know if that tier was intentional. Like, I feel like you probably want to stand light punch there, but you know, charge character problems when it comes to like holding back and then trying to dash for it really quickly. But not so good a tier. Especially since the fact that like Big Man came out and like took it for him. But ooh, big thing right here though. It's like it seems like you're a little indecisive. It's like that tier clearly was supposed to come out. Or it clearly wasn't supposed to just like hit Big Man. Right? Either way, it didn't do what it was you didn't do what you were supposed to do there, or what you felt like you were supposed to do, so you immediately down back, right? But as they're down backing for like a half a second, you move and then you get hit by dead cross, and it's like, wait, what did you want to do here? Did you want to block and wait, or did you want to attack? It seems like you didn't even know yourself, which is big thing in fighting games. Always be decisive. Time spent thinking about what you're supposed to do is time spent actually, it's time not being spent on actually doing what you need to do, doing something. It's always better to do something than do nothing. And I don't mean something as like, oh, let's push all the buttons at every single opportunity we have. I mean, because something could also just be blocking and waiting. Something could be baiting something. Something could be just watching the opponent, like doing something purposefully, instead of being so in between decisions that we end up flubbing something. Be decisive. Did you want to block here, or did you want to hit him? I don't care which one you went for. I just wanted you to go for something, instead of going in between the decisions and then getting hit for it. Alright, so we got hit by dead cross and then decided that we should still keep trying to move forward. I don't know who told you that things aren't plus when they hit you, or that you're not minus when you get hit, but you're minus when you get hit. FYI, you should not have moved. Not like that anyway. Anyway, you give him another combo. This one he doesn't draw. Yeah, he goes for a reset. Nice block. Weird pillar. I think we had it in our heads that we were going to just pillar no matter what. So we didn't really like pay attention to if he even was near us. Which is bad. We kind of don't really want to do that. My thing though is, it seems like you were trying to go for a push block guard cancel pillar. And it's like, why did it need to be a push block first? Why did you have to confirm that you blocked before you decided to go for the reversal? That seems like the opposite of what you want to do. You want to reversal before you block. Especially in this case. I could say if like you were putting a bunch of blocks done by a bunch of stuff, but like you wouldn't have to PBGC anything. You literally should have just pillared. Like, after blocking double like that, you should have just pillared. Like, there was a big enough gap after like you blocked double into like him like doing the air dash jump hard punch. Or if you were going to PBGC pillar, you should have just PBGC double. Like, I don't know why we waited till Valentine came in, but you know. Alright, there we go again, moving forward for some reason without real purpose. I mean, I guess we're trying to get out of the corner, but it's like, look at this. Tasso didn't overstay his welcome. He was like, alright, my pressure failed, it ended, let me back up. And he made this much space, which, if we remember, is very advantageous for you. What is Valentine going to do from over here? right? But I guess we're not thinking about that. So we end up moving forward. And with a jump again, we dash jump again for no real reason. So we lost our ground options. That would have stopped him from dashing forward like that. Like, if you stayed on the ground, you could have shot a tier. You could have did dash forward, stand, light punch. You know. But instead, we dash jump and then let him get in again. So the big thing I'm seeing is a lack of understanding of how actual footsies work. Footsies is basically the idea of like being able to keep control of your space and then try to keep a favorable position versus the opponent. This is not a favorable position. Like this right here. Hold up. Oop. I'm messing everything up. Okay, we're gonna do that again. Miss the pillar. Like, yeah, this. Alright. So, this right here is not okay. Red means bad. Or I guess pink in this case. Okay. Because here you are, right here, with the only good option, really, is to come down with either light punch, heavy punch, or heavy kick. Meanwhile, Tassel is at a very advantageous position because all your stuff isn't going to reach him from right here. In fact, hold up. The most range you'll cover is like around right here, right, from your dash jump. Using your jump hard punch and your jump heavy kick and your jump light punch, this is generally around the area where you'll actually like hit at. He's over here, so like, and he's also on the ground, so he still has the ability to anti-air you and react to it whatever he wants. He can call his assists, you know, his invincible DP assists. He could do stand hard kick, and Valentine's stand hard kick or her stand hard punch actually will both reach probably from where he's standing, probably around the same distance, right? Just a little bit past it. Stand hard punch specifically would easily not put him in this spot and easily make him dodge whatever thing you come down with if you decide to come down with something and then hit you. Right? It will whiff punish you. Like this whole jumping thing, you have a big jumping problem, basically. Don't do it. It's okay to jump in a game where you can block in the air, but you also have to understand and have the discipline to be able to play on the ground. You jump when you want to pressure, and you jump when you are being pressured. That is not okay. And there's plenty of times in the set where you get hit more often than you should. But Tassel calls the wrong assist, so you didn't get put into pressure. You hit a button for whatever reason. It's like so Big Bang came out instead of double, and we registered we didn't get hit right here, right? But Tassel immediately jumped forward, and you start hitting Big Bang. And not just hitting with like a crouch slide kick and be on your merry way. You committed to a stand medium kick. That's what that was. Tassel could have easily come down on the button and smacked you in the forehead. If we're going to hit the assist, we hit the assist with one light and then be done with it. Because all it takes is one hit to lock the assist out for an extra second. The other thing you could do is you can launch for the assist because you can cancel the launcher into a jump, which you can cancel into a block. But other than that, you don't hit the assist. You never commit to a full string. Never, ever, forever, ever, never commit to a full string. Alright, so now we flubbing. And then we do, so this time we finally jump in and we commit to the jump by just going for a jump live punch. which I won't really scold. But it's just this is more of this thing of just like not really paying attention. This also again isn't really doing anything. You're just playing the game with yourself. You keep going in as if you have to, but it's like he didn't do anything. Like, what's going on? Why are you going in so hard? And then he dashes forward, and he honestly could have reacted to the fact that you were going to whiff, because jump light punch is not going to hit anyone like that. Like, Valentine has a really fast run, and it goes pretty low. He could have usually just been like, oh, that's not going to hit me and hit you, but, you know. It's fine. He lets you steal a turn, but then he push blocks you out. Now, the jump back after blocking double is fine. Alright, this is a fine jump. Right? You were immediately able to just, like, get out of the pressure. No push block, though. Not until the ground. Which actually is pretty... It's actually not that bad. It's actually a pretty good sequence. I actually like that sequence from you. Yeah, not bad. But there we go again, shooting the tier and then like trying to dash in like immediately. Also, I want to note, I want to talk about this later, but I didn't realize how much you were doing it earlier, like early in the video. This tier, this M tier, you should not be using it the way you're doing. I actually do have a red color, cool. This tier, right, goes at like this trajectory. Okay, it covers this space. Okay. So you use it for when someone is trying to jump in at you, right? But relatively, you want to do that when they're actually like over here or like in this vicinity. If you think they're going to jump, it needs to be from here, right? This is a bad spot to say this. Hold up, let me rewind. Actually, you know what? Yeah, I'll save it for later. I'll save it for later because there's a really good spot to where I have to show you. For now, though, you're just shooting the M tier for nothing. He hasn't really been jumping at you at all. Then we overcommit again. It's like we did the jump light punch. It tagged him, but we landed before the jump hard punch came out. So we didn't actually put him in enough blocks to actually do anything. So he called his assist and hit you. There you go again with the weird, like, I got hit, I must up back air throw. Don't understand. So, then we got hit low. The first time, toss was pretty far away. So, the up back was fine. This time, he was close. So, I'm not sure why we're up backing. If the up back is to try to avoid a throw, one, he has not thrown you yet. Two, it's a throw. It ain't gonna hurt. It scales the combo to 50%. And like you're a solo versus a trio. It's gonna do piddly squat. I don't understand why we up backed here. Alright. So we up backed again. We up backed with air throw. Once again, because we're scared of something. I don't know. Maybe we were traumatized by someone jumping in at us once, and we must air throw a billion times. But he went for something cheeky, and you got the hit for it. Congratulations. Nice snap. Really nice snap. You could have killed Valentine because you had the meter for it. But the snap is also a good alternative. So this was just a very lucky sequence, I feel. Because we whiffed our jump light punch. But then we backed up, shot a tier, it's fine, right? Got dash forward, got the pressure. That tier toss was hella minus, specifically because of the fact that he push blocked. But I'm gonna let you have that. We're not going to talk about it. Alright. Let's say it's okay sequence. Alright. So we triggered IPS. Wow. Go back further. There you go. Okay, I know how that happened. What happened was the tier explosion. See, you got the combo there not because the jump light punch hit and it comboed into the tier toss that you did earlier. And then you got the combo off the tier toss. So it puts you in stage 3. Yeah. Just FYI as to why that happened. But, you know, I would say just be more aware next time. It's really important to be aware of what buttons you use and what stages you're in. So that way you don't trigger IPS like that. Or, you know, we could also reset earlier. So that way, you know, that we don't have that issue. Alright. Nice staying calm and blocking. Nice pillar. Don't like that. We honestly could have dashed forward. And I'm pretty sure we could have hit Valentine. I don't think Valentine blue bounced yet. Okay, no, Valentine did blue bounce. Okay. So yeah, actually, you know what? This was fine. I didn't realize she blue bounced. But like, that wasn't fine. The whole canceling it. For your information, it does more damage if you let it rock as opposed to Roman canceling it. So that would have killed. Also, just FYI, Sand Light Punch would have been much better. Alright. So we flubbed. That's interesting. You're hitting the buttons a lot. As in, like, I want to say you're doing it until you see the button actually come out. Because not only did you whiff crouch slide kick there twice, which is fine. I expect that to happen. But then after you recover, because like when you whiff a button, you have to wait to recover in order to hit another button. Unless they chain in, unless it's like a light chain, where it's like you hit your light kick twice. I light kick twice, you can do that on whiff. Light kick to medium kick, you can't do that on whiff. You have to recover from the light kick first. So you whiffed it twice, recovered, and then still did this damn medium kick. And I'm like, alright, you aren't paying attention at all. You're only seeing the button has to come out. When in reality, what you should be looking at is, did I hit anything? If not, you should stop. Okay. If you didn't hit anything, it needs to stop. Because otherwise you get this, where you're just pushing buttons out in the open like that. And if Tosso had the right mind to hit you there, he would have. But you whiff, you finally realize it, and then you down back. But I don't really like the down back because he was all the way over there. Like, you had plenty of a space. Cause like he was right here. Oops. Hold up. Yeah, Tasso was like right over here. Yeah, see? Right there. I think when you recover, you're gonna be sitting like about. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah. So like there was plenty of like distance between. There was no reason to roll down back, really. If anything, you should have been ready for him to like come in at you. If anything, you could have just like canceled that same mean kick into a tier shot. But you know. Anyway, we let him get in. And then we don't switch our blocking in time. So we end up getting hit low. So very slow reaction speed. Alright, he dropped it. We're just gonna block. Alright, that was a decent jump. I will give you that jump. Not just because it worked, but because of the fact you didn't just air throw. That you actually jumped with a button this time. With the full intention of coming down to hit him. In case he went for a throw. Really, really good. We have to learn what the timings for like incoming are, so that way that doesn't happen. All right, so next game. I think I'm just going to do 2 games because wow, that first game took forever. Alright, once again we backdash at round start. Still like it. This time he called his assist instead of just like down backing and looking at you. Which means he's getting more aggressive. But we should go into the M tier again. But you see, you lucked out. You really lucked out. Because he knew that I was going to hit double. And he immediately ran forward. And committed to a button. But nice block. But the thing I want to talk about really with the M tier is the fact that I hope you understand that that thing has mad recovery to it. It has a lot of recovery compared to her L tier shot. Like honestly, the other 2 tier shots aren't really worth using unless the opponent is about a little over half screen to full screen away from you. Like if they are around, if they were like 2 character lengths away, you were just asking to explode. But nice push block out. Nice tier after push blocking out. Really like that. Nice jump back. See, this is the sequence I was talking about. Or not right here. Like, yeah, we dashed back and we shot the M tier again. And it's like, bro, he's barely even jumping anyway. He's honestly dashing at you a lot. Black means bad. This is the distance between you guys. Okay, that's the distance between you guys. And this is where you shoot the M tier shot. He's air dashing forward. Okay, by the time that the yellow is going to reach him, he's going to be over here. You never want to shoot tier shot or M tier shot that close. Never. Okay. What you should have done was L if you were going to shoot a tier, right? There's better things to do here, but if you were going to shoot a tier here, it should have been L. It should have been L shot. L shot's pretty good at catching people in the air too, especially because of the fact of how slow it is. And the fact that it's really, really quick on the recovery, so you usually end up blocking in time if it ends up whiffing. But never shoot M this close. Absolutely not, because that's how this happens. And now you're getting mixed. Alright, he dropped the reset. We once again, it's like, we get knocked down, we back up, jump up, air throw. I don't know if you're trying super hard to just keep him out of the air, but if that's the case, there are better ways. For example, jump light punch, jump light kick, jump hard punch. Literally any physical button. Air throw is not okay. Especially because of the fact that if you haven't noticed from watching this by now, Tassel isn't jumping. Yep, gets tagged. So this is a really crucial thing I want to talk about. So because we weren't able to do footsies, because we weren't able to establish our own space and have to make him fight for it, he ends up just dashing in at us. He dashes in at us, forces us to block with his assists, and then immediately goes for a mix-up. He calls his invincible assist that now you have to hold because you wasn't able to establish any form of space between you guys. Right. I get the idea that everyone, like when first getting in the fight against, wow, zoning is boring. Shooting projectiles seems so lame, or like I feel like such a jackass for doing it. But it's important, okay? For characters who specifically are zoners, it's extremely important. For characters who aren't specifically zoners but have like, you know, like really good buttons or really good projectiles, in the case of Parasol, she's both. You really want to do that. It's not being a jackass, it's being smart. But like, yeah, so what ends up happening is, hold up, let's do this. So he drops his combo, or he drops his reset. He dashes back in, and instead of stopping him, we go for an immediate jump back air throw. So then he dashes, jumps in for a jump heavy punch. We block it. We push block, but the push block is negated because he jabbed us in the middle of it. Now we could have pillared here if we were so sure that he was going to do something, right? But instead we keep blocking and let him do this. And then once again, he goes for a reset. It doesn't work out. Nice block and push block. But then we pillar. And I can't help but think that once again we were trying to PBGC pillar. But it's like, real quick, once again, Tassel isn't doing anything. He's doing more than he did the first game because he's feeling you out, right? Now he's being a little bit more aggressive, but he's still playing safe. He's still only poking at you and then committing whenever he feels like you aren't going to do anything. And then you hang yourself, like so. Not sure what that PBGC throw was, but let's not do that. So once again, jump up air throw. Honestly, you should have exploded right here. But once again, we got lucky. And then we try to throw for the reset. Doesn't work out. Feels bad, man. So much air throw, dude. It's like, and then like every time we go for it, well, not every time, because last time we didn't, but like a lot of times that we go for it, we end up exploding for it. We end up just like getting hit when we should not have gotten hit. Yeah, I'm about to mix up. And then, did we die here? No. He can't kill you. So we get up. Now what? Nice up. That was good. For once, we didn't fucking throw. Excuse my language. We jumped forward and we blocked. Did we punish? Yes, we punished. Now we're going to snap. We're going to mistime our stuff because we aren't used to incoming timings at all. If you had dashed forward like one more time, you would have actually made it. But, you know. We whiffed the throw. But once again, we overextend and start hitting buttons, even though we clearly just whiffed something in someone's face. Alright, but we back up. Now that we've backed up, we need to create space. And that seems to be what you're doing. Alright, we need to establish our space, our area. Like, this is my area. You can't just dash in at me. Nice tear shot. Nice stand mini punch after said tear shot. Alright, nice confirm after the tear shot. Really, really good sequence from you. Would have preferred you reset it earlier, but I guess you wanted to go for burst bait, which is fine. Got counter hit. Not sure why, but it's okay. We have one more chance. Now, honestly, so you did pillar, but canceled too early and got into bikes, but it still worked out. But my thing is, as a parasol player, when you have 3 bars, there is literally no reason to not level 3. When you have 3 bars, you level 3. End of story. Right? The only thing is you pick and choose the time to, but like, if you're going to reversal, why not level 3? Why not pillar level 3 instead of pillar bikes? The unfortunate charge character problems. Yeah, sucks. Combo? Yep. Now we kill double without meter. Nice. So we backed up on the incoming this time, right? Which is good because he committed to a reversal and you were completely out of range of that. But we didn't dash back in and hit him. Not sure why. Up back air throw. Worked again. These air throws are so weird and random. I can tell why Tossel was getting thrown by them. Because it's just like, why? Why would you do that? Again, you should have been pressuring Valentine, and like Big Man should have been exploding right here. Because once again, we had 3 bars. There's no reason to not level 3 right here. So we have 3 bars again. Level 3. Good job. Unfortunately, I think that's where I want to stop it. This is going on for quite some time. So the key things I want to go over is basically you don't have any form of footsies really, or you have no idea how to really like go about it. You need to be able to establish your space, right? And not go to 0 from 100. Like, or 0 to 100 rather. It's like there were plenty of times where you got the space, you got the ability to establish pressure, but instead you just like half-heartedly go in, and it's like, well, why? I get the idea that you want to go in and like want to start hitting people, but if you're gonna do that, at least start hitting people. Don't just go in and then just down back. It's like, well, what was the point of getting all that space then? If you're just going to like just throw it away like that, you know, that's like going to work, working 8 hours, getting paid for said 8 hours, and then taking that money you just got paid and just tossing it into the river. It's like, why'd you do that? What was the point? So make sure we get an idea of how to like play footsies. For example, we need to make sure that if we're going to go in, there needs to be more of a reason, and we also need to make sure we have like options. As for example, we've been doing a lot of dash jumping, but it's like, why are we leaving the ground? We're at a good space away from Valentine, whose only real option really from that distance is really to just savage bypass or throw dead crosses that aren't going to hit. So it's like you can play on the ground. You're fine. You don't need to jump 24/7. You also want to play on the ground because that's where a lot of your better options are. Parasol is a grounded character. Like, Valentine is a more of an airborne character. She has really good air buttons. But playing on the ground is so crucial in any fighting game. For any character. Even Valentine wants to play on the ground. As you can see by Tossel playing on the ground the entire fucking set. So, make sure we learn how to use our stand light punch. How, if we're going to go into pressure, how we don't have to jump in. There's also the option to dash forward, crouch light kick. I think I remember it's telling you that at one point before. That, like, these are like our transition to from neutral to pressure buttons. Which would be like our jump in button, jump light punch. Our grounded button, crouch light kick. Like, I had not at all did I see crouch slide kick used to start pressure. Or from the neutral. To go from neutral to pressure. It's always been like, oh, they're right in my face. I need to crouch slide kick. Which isn't even your fastest button, so I don't understand. But, you know. So, yeah. Get used to dash forward, crouch slide kick. Get used to using your stand light punch. And, like, try to learn how to do footsies from there. Air throw and pillars. Oh boy. I guess the thing there is really to be decisive and to not just like go haywire like that. When on defense like that, it's okay to just down back, honestly. At worst you'll get hit by throws. And throws don't do a lot of damage. Some characters can do overheads, Valentine being one of them. But it's like, they're slower and easier to see. And once you play for long enough, you'll be able to like start reacting to them. The biggest thing is being able to recognize when you want to block and when you just want to reversal. Like, it shouldn't be block or jump throw. Because that doesn't work. It should be block or pillar. End of story. Block or pillar. Right? But that's when we're under pressure. So, neutral needs to be worked on. Defense needs to be worked on. Lastly, the M tier shots. Again, this all feels like you're like really, really afraid of someone being in the air, or you just really don't like it. When you have way, way easier, way less risky options. Like, Parasol has an anti-air. I don't think it's a very good one, but she has one. Way less commitment than like M tier shot, and hits in front of you as opposed to all the way over there. All right. So. I will do a purple for Tossel. So 1. We are going to jab and we're going to short or crouch slide kick. Actually, I'll write it as crouch slide kick. Crouch, light kick. Right? From neutral. From when we're going to try to go from neutral to pressure, because we're going to shoot our 1 tier shot and we're going to go in immediately after that. Instead of dash jumping all the time, we should incorporate jabbing and crouch light kick. Dash forward with crouch light kick be example. Or to be specific, I mean. 2. We're going to do it red. 2. We are going to stop air grab. No more air grab on wake up. Like, no. Bad. Stop air grab. And better pillar. Alright. And lastly, number 3, we are going to, I don't know how to write this. Basically, number 3 is really just like your M tier shots need to be better, as in they need to stop coming so frequently. We also need to understand that it's not that bad if someone wants to be in the air that we have to throw ourselves at them. Like, if someone wants to be in the air, that's like, okay, dealing with that is something you have to do. But one, we're not recognizing that our opponent isn't even really jumping, and two, we are literally picking like the worst options against it. It's like, okay, the throw will catch him if he doesn't tech it, right? But what if the throw whiffs because he didn't jump? Or the M tier shot will catch him if he jumps. Well, we did it too close and he gets past it. It's like, no. Positioning is extremely important. So I guess what I want to do for this one instead is positioning. Being able to position yourself better, so that way you aren't putting yourself in situations where it's either you hit or you die. Right? We don't want to be in those situations. We want to mitigate those as much as possible. So position yourself to where the M tier shot would actually be beneficial and not like detrimental to you at all. For example, full screen. If he jumps up at full screen, M tier shot. Okay. If he's jumping period, then I would forgive the all the air throws that you're doing. But yeah. So jab, crouch side kick, stop air grab, better pillar, positioning. 3 things that you really need to work on. Those are my 3 bullet points. And this has been Adivas, and I'm signing out. Peace. Oh.